I have over 500 hours on Cypher, and there's one specific trap on Haven that's consistently a good trap to place and should always be secured by either Cypher or Chamber. Before I show you it, let's take a crash course on placing traps. What makes a trap good? It needs to catch people. That type of specification is aggressively vague and technically true, but can be better. Traps should catch people in a position that wrestles control that they would have had over a situation away from them, to make someone expose themselves on a flank and force themselves into taking the worst choice because they interacted with your trap.
Spike down B.
Hostile removed.
Traps are wholly effective unless they're not interacted with. Destroying a trap gets you a tad less information than you would have if the trap was fully hit, but honestly I say that the trap being destroyed is just as good as it being hit. It reveals the enemy's location and where they're trying to get if they destroy it. Keeping that in mind gives us a measuring stick as to where we should place traps at, such as Fracture. This measuring stick starts at defender spawn, loops through A rope, A door, A hall, attacker side spawn, B tree, B main, and ends on B site. We'll label these three locations a 25% trap, a 51% trap, and a 75% trap. The reason they're named as such is because of where someone is between where they start and where they want to end at. You want to catch people in the middle of their flank. If you don't, you'll catch them a fourth of the way into their flank, and it doesn't do you much good because they can still decide to turn around and run through their spawn, aka the right decision. 75% is too late because you could entirely be shot past the trap, rendering it useless. It's a 51% trap due to the fact that people will want to continue to push through the flank after exposing themselves because of a need to assist their team and to make their flank even worth a kill or some info. The alternative is that they go back through their spawn, wasting more time to push through their spawn. In the best case scenario, you have, as I said earlier, wrestled control away from them and forced them to make the wrong choice. They make a big investment in flanking you and your team, and they get slapped at the back of the head for it. No matter what they do, they're now at the disadvantage. Again, that's for this scenario. Traps fluctuate in usefulness and positional percentage based on where you and your team are going. If you're going from attacker side spawn to B, then placing a trap in the 25% location becomes the new 51%. Know what you and your team are doing and play around what you're doing. Unless you're on Haven. All of these principles work doubly so in the exact same location. The best trap location in the game is A garden on Haven. Let's break down the two cases for it. You and your team are not pushing to A, but to C or B. This trap will hold off anyone from flanking you from A site, exposing them to you and your team. More importantly, you can literally know where someone is going by where they go after the trap is hit. If you see them in window, they're going to B site or through garage. If you don't see them in window, then they're going to C long. It's extremely important to know that knowing where someone is not is hella valuable information in mid to end game scenarios. And let's say that they want to be smart about it. From this location to the next possible area they can play from, which is now on B site after they rotated back through A, is about 20 seconds that they're out the game. Most of the time, if the spike's already planted, you don't have that time. Again, make him play your game and don't give him the chance to win. And the other scenario, you and your team are pushing to A site. Through this trap, you've stopped any defenders who thought to flank you undetected and will force them to push you from a spot where they can be double peeked, or if they decide to play it safe and push through the rest of their team, give you and your team a full 15 seconds unpressured until they rotate fully over. Now, I say that this is the best trap in the game, but there are many other traps that do this exact same thing on different maps. For example, sewers on Split work just as well for this, to either catch an opponent off as they're pushing through your attacking flank, to either send them back or to make them expose themselves. hopefully, more so, you've gained some information on this and have a better idea on how you should place your traps and where you should place your traps at. Chamber has it pretty easy, but Cypher has to put in some extra legwork to make both of his traps really, really count. So, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. That would be very appreciative. And let's talk some more about different trap placements and for Cypher and for Chamber. Arguably for Killjoy too, but she's a different niche case that because of the range of her alarm bot, it's not really applicable here. But yeah, until then, I'll see you next time.